Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Really, you guys should be welcoming back to my channel because it's been a really long time. I'm really sorry. If you watch my Snapchat, or even I've posted about it kind of on Instagram. So I'm about to do a kind of catch up what's been happening in my life, where have I been kind of thing. If you don't want to listen to this or watch this, here's a timestamp that you can just click to if you want to see my April favorites. But if you're curious about where I've been, what my life has been like, all the changes that have been happening, then stay tuned for that right now. So a lot has changed. A lot of change happened. I personally didn't see it coming at all. It all happened very, very, very fast, and it's been really hard to adjust because of the fact that literally almost everything in my life has changed, aside from the fact that I saw the same family, same boyfriend, same dog, my belongings, or like those things that are very consistent in my life are very consistent, but a lot of other things have changed. So new job. I have a new job. Did I just say that? I think I just said that. New job, new apartment. We're gonna have a roommate now, which is very different. I am trying to be a little bit healthier with my life. I've just kind of come to the point where I'm just kind of tired of living in the body that I'm living, and I feel like I know I can do something about it because I did lose a lot of weight like a year and a half ago, and then I gained it all back really, really fast. And that was partially my fault for doing it the way that I was doing it. I thought it was gonna be a good way, a good sustainable way for me, but it was not a sustainable way to lose a lot of weight. So like I said, we got a new apartment. That was the first thing to change. Loved our apartment. It was a really great apartment. Super modern, very open, beautiful, really awesome location, very, very high price. And essentially we were just working to pay our rent, and it just was a lot more than we'd been paying in previous years for their apartment. We were like, okay, well, let's get a roommate, make things easier. It just didn't work out with our landlord, so we were like, okay, well, we're gonna look for something else. So that was just kind of something we wanted to do. We wanted to be able to save up money. I have my student loans to pay back. Just being able to do things, being able to afford to do things without having to worry about, having enough rent money because our rent was so high. So that was the main thing that happened very fast. I told him that we were gonna I found an apartment that day that I had decided that we were gonna move out. Moved in on the 1st of April, and we've been here ever since. The week that leading up to our move, I got a new job. Literally out of nowhere, it kind of just fell into my lap. My friend sent me the link to the application. I kind of just applied just for the hell of it because I kind of wanted to see what would happen. And lo and behold, I got an interview, got a second interview, got the job, and I started the following Monday. It was really hard telling Sephora that I was gonna have to cut back a lot. I'm still technically employed there. I do work some weekends whenever I can, whether it's 1 or 2 days. It's been very sporadic, and it's been really hard the weekends that I do work both days because I am so exhausted from my new job. But I do like having the stability. That's the main appeal that it had. And I knew that I needed to change a lot of things in my life before being able to change anything about my health. Because the sporadic hours were just not doing me any justice when it came to what I was eating, making good decisions, all that stuff. So I kind of talked to I don't know if you would call it a behavior therapist or a behavior specialist, but a behaviorist essentially. And we found that one of the largest things in my road to living a healthier life was the fact that I was working retail hours, so super crazy all over the place. So now that all of these things have kind of taken place, I felt like it was easier in time for me to take more control over my health and my well-being and my fitness and all that stuff. So now I'm trying to eat a lot better, and I feel like even mentally I'm on a road to a better place because now I know when I'm working, I know what times I'm working, I know, like, I have a routine. I can sit down and read a book now. I have the time to do that. I have the time to cook my food, cook my dinner because I'm off at 3, and I have the time to cook dinner, and I have the time to cook my food for the next day for my work. And I still have time to, take a shower, relax, take a bath, read a book. Like, it's just so much nicer, and it's something that I feel like I've really been lacking in my life, to be able to be at a good mental place, because I've always just been a very anxious, very all over the place person. And, working crazy hours and working different hours every week and wondering what days I'm gonna be working, what hours I'm gonna be working, if it's early in the morning, if it's, closing for 4 hours and only going in for 4 hours that week. It was just so much emotional and mental strain on myself that it was just so nice to find something that would allow me to live a more, routine life. And granted, I know that, you know, a lot of people don't love the whole 9 to 5 thing, but I feel like for me in my life, I really do just need that right now, just so I'm able to kind of just be a better person. So now I work at a doggy daycare. It's not amazing. It's not a huge fancy jump up from where I was working. I mean, it kind of can be, but I'm essentially the receptionist there. I run the dogs back. I do all of the paperwork. I do a lot of like online reservations and a lot of phone calls, a lot of messages. So I do that, and it's nice, but it also does have its downfalls. I essentially wake up around 5 every day, anywhere between 5 and 6. I get up, I do my makeup in like 10-15 minutes, and then I start my day at 6:45. I'm out by 3, which is awesome. So then on my weekends, I work at Sephora, I have a wedding, I am able to, like today, I have the day off and I can actually do things like film. I can just sit down and have breakfast and not be in a rush. I can, you know, walk my dog. I can do all of these things, and it's just been so nice to have my life be a little bit more predictable than it has been lately, because it's been all over the place. So essentially my life is just very different now. I also did get a haircut. This just happened on Thursday and it's now Saturday. So I just felt like I needed to let go a lot of the baggage, both physically, and I feel like it was kind of like the last step to let a lot of things go and, you know, accept all of this change. Yeah, this is like the last step. The day before, I got a new planner. I got this one. It's really pretty. It's rose gold. I got it at Michael's. It was like essentially like build your own planner. It was kind of expensive. Essentially, the planner itself was like $30 for just like the binder aspect of it. And then I paid 15 bucks for the insert of the months. They have like little like booklets, and you can either insert the booklets as a whole, or you can kind of rip out the pages and just kind of put them in here so that you're able to flip through them a lot easier. So I did get the fitness one, and this one's really cool because it has goals for the year on like the first page. And then after that, it's like a weekly log of your fitness goals for the week, your weekly fitness activity. And then I did also get the to-do one. So it's like the weekly to-do, I think. So it has like errands, housekeeping, emails, phone calls, to buy, appointments and activity, business, and miscellaneous. So that's kind of what's happened with me. It's just been really hard to focus on making YouTube videos when I have cleaning to do and packing to do. I have to go to work at Sephora, I have a wedding, or I have other things. So yes, so that is the whole spiel on what's been happening in my life. For favorites, I have a couple, mainly like things that I use on my daily routine. The first thing is gonna be some cleansers. These guys I both bought around the same time, and it's funny, actually I didn't buy this one, I got this one in gratis. But this one I bought, and it's funny because they're essentially the same thing. They're clear, very thick, but foamy and very creamy face washes. So this one is from CeraVe. This is a foaming facial cleanser for normal to oily skin. This one is like $8 or like $11 depending on where you buy it. This one's $20, but obviously the ingredients are a little bit different. But this one's a Skin Laundry Gentle Foaming Face Wash from Skin Laundry. A couple better ingredients in this one, but this one just have hyaluronic acid, ceramides, all that good stuff, but I'm not sure how much of it is in here, you know, but you do get a lot more. So this is 12 ounces. This is 6.7. Both are great if you like kind of creamy foamy cleansers that aren't like too creamy. Then I would say try these out because they're amazing. So I've been loving the Lala Retro whipped cream from Drunk Elephant. I have a little mini. This is like my good like day-to-day like daytime moisturizer because it makes my skin feel really supple and very smooth and very hydrated. And then when I like touch my skin with a little makeup that I have on, it feels like my skin's really breathing and it's very hydrated. So I really like that. For nighttime, I do love the Tatcha Indigo Soothing Triple Recovery Cream. This one I feel like really helps with my redness. My redness doesn't look as intense the next day. Whether it's like shaving my little brow hairs above my eyebrow, or, you know, kind of right here, my little peach fuzz, or doing a peel or something like that. That's kind of a lot on my skin. This is really nice to kind of help rebalance it, help soothe it, help hydrate it all in one. So I really love that. So for daytime, I don't ever wear foundation anymore. I don't ever feel the need to wear a whole ton of makeup. So I've really been loving the Cicapair Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment from Dr. Jart. This stuff is amazing. So it's just kind of like a little cream. It's kind of like tinted, kind of green, but also kind of beigey. If you look at it, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. And I just apply a little bit. This is enough for like a cheek. And I'll do one. And it's just like a really good hydrating cream that kind of helps to color correct. It kind of turns into like a skin tone color as you kind of rub it in. So it'll help to cancel any redness, but it'll give you a little bit of color. So I'll typically do this all over my entire face. I'll go over my under eye, the redness around my nose, the redness on my jawline, on my cheeks with a little tiny bit of concealer, but never anything crazy. This has been my all-time favorite product of the month because it's just made my life so much easier. Because it's like I'm polished, but I'm not trying too hard. It's not too much foundation, it doesn't feel heavy. It's just an amazing guy. So if you have a lot of redness, or if you just want like a one and done kind of step, this is amazing. I recently bought the California from Benefit, and I love blushes that are kind of peachy pink. So when I saw this was launching, I knew that I needed that blush because I love Coralisa, but it's like too orangey and it's too sheer and it's too shimmery. But this guy is like perfect. It's just a little bit, it's kind of hard to remember that in the morning when I'm like half asleep applying my blush, but I do try to barely tap it on. A beautiful flush of kind of a peachy color. So if you're into peach blushes, I would really recommend getting this guy. It's kind of matte once you get over the gold overspray. There isn't really a whole ton of shimmer to it, but it's just like a really pretty peachy pink. Like it's just, it's really intense. Obviously that was like one little swatch. So you really do have to be careful, but I just love this kind of color. I feel like it just looks so flattering on me. Again, pinks don't really work, but colors like this, you can kind of see it right there. Colors like this are just my jam. I just love them. For brows, I have really been loving these three things. With these products, I'm able to do my brows in like 2 minutes. It's super fast, very easy. These are the only 3 brushes that I've been using on the daily, and these are my favorite brushes. I use a Sephora number 79 just to set powder underneath my eyes and around my nose, and where else? On my jawline. So that's all I do, and then I'll kind of go around like I usually just use it to powder my face. If I'm really trying to go the extra mile, I will apply bronzer, and that's when the Morphe E3 comes in. This has been really nice to just kind of give me a little bit of color, make me look more awake, you know, a little bit more put together. And then the Morphe E4 is what I use for my blush, just very lightly. And my last favorite is just being able to have all of my daily makeup in a little pouch. As odd as it seems, I love having all of my makeup. I'm kind of sitting here at my vanity, and not that I don't love having all of it, I'm very grateful for it. A lot of it was given to me as working at Sephora, you know, I bought a lot of it myself. I love having all the options, but there are so many times where a client would come in and they would bring out their little janky old makeup bag covered in like foundation and powder. Like it was just gross. But sometimes, not all the times, but it was like those people where they were able to just have their entire life of makeup in one little bag. I envied that so much sometimes because I know that I'm like at the point of no return. I can't ever be back to just this every day, like for the rest of my life. But to be able to have this for like every day during the week in the mornings is so nice, because that's something that I've always envied. Just the simplicity of just having everything that you need in one little makeup bag was like goals for me, you know, because I was like, I would always just gonna be like, dang, I wish I could just have all of my makeup in one little bag, but I know I can't because I have so much. But again, I like having the options, but it can be a lot sometimes. That is all of my favorites. I don't really have a whole ton because I don't really use much right now. I did also buy the little Tarte unicorn brush set, which I love. And I bought a bunch of really good books that I'm trying to read all the time. Like I bought You Are a Badass. I'm reading that right now. I'm still trying to read through Girl Boss. I have like this really cute like girl's guide to figuring your life out. I bought The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck, which I'm really excited to read. I really just want to read into that one. I just want to dive into that one already. I bought Milk and Honey. What else? I think those are it. I bought all of those either on Amazon or at the Amazon bookstore in a mall near us, which is really cool. So my last favorite is a subscription box. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I absolutely love Facetory, however you want to call it. I actually don't have any of their boxes because I threw all of them out when we moved, because I did use them to move my makeup. For all of my favorites, thank you so much for watching and catching up with me if you did at the very beginning. If not, thank you still for watching my favorites. That was awesome. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. My next video will be probably one of my last Sephora gratis hauls. I just finished filming that one. I do kind of touch on what I touched in this video at the very beginning in that video, but it goes more in depth on Sephora and why I left and how I feel about kind of leaving. I didn't leave completely, but how I feel about putting that in the back of everything else, you know? So that's kind of what happens. Thank you so much for watching again. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.